Nashville. Rookie Anna Beatrice became the first female winner in Firestone Indy Lights history. But points leader Richard Antonucci is looking to take back the headlines this week as we get set for a doubleheader at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Antonucci scored his first series victory here 1 year ago and is looking to do it again. The Twin 100s from Mid-Ohio are next. 5/10,000ths of a second.
They got 3 wide into 1.
Wheel to wheel all the way through the corner.
Drag race to the finish. It is dead even.
Races 11 and 12 here this weekend at Mid-Ohio. After this weekend, just 4 races remain in the 2008 championship. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Robbie Buell. This is a natural terrain road course, a little over 2.2 miles in length. So, Robbie, what are the challenges for the driver here?
Well, it is a challenging track, but this is a very technical racetrack. And to be fast lap after lap here, the drivers really have to be up on the wheel. But what I mean by technical is you have a turn-in point, an apex point, a track point. These drivers have to hit those marks lap after lap consistently, and physically got to stay up on the wheel.
Let's find out who's on the pole for our first race. Here's Mike King.
With our pole sitter and second in Firestone Indy Light Series Championship points, Rafa Matos. Rafa, the pole important, obviously, you pick up a bonus point, so now you only trail Richard Antonucci by 14 points. Your strategy for this race?
Yeah, definitely getting the pole position was the most important thing for us. This track is such a difficult track to pass. So, you know, we pretty much running the same downforce level. Myself, Frank, and I believe Antonucci. So just try to keep my nose clean on the start and, you know, try to have a consistent race, be good in the restarts, and try to bring the AFS Andretti Green car back to the victory lane again.
That's Rafa Matos.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup here at the top of your screen as we ask Robbie for the keys to this race.
Yeah, what a fantastic circuit here in Mid-Ohio. But key one is a lap 1 survival. And that key is not mine. That's what our pole sitter, Rafael Matos, he said. I said, what's the key to this thing? He's like, I need to survive lap 1, getting through that potential cluster as they all break and get into turn 4 and the S's there. From there, the next key is focus, doing the same thing lap after lap, hitting your marks, being precise with the car. Don't lose focus. From there is opportunity. Opportunity to capitalize on the guys making mistakes in front of you. Opportunity on restarts after they bunch everybody up.
We have had 2 doubleheader weekends this year in the Firestone Indy Light Series, and the first race in both of those doubleheader weekends have been run by Rafael Matos, and Antonucci has won the second race of our doubleheader weekends. The green flag comes out on the backstretch, and there it is, and a nice jump from the pole sitter, Rafael Matos, as they head up now through the S's.
Well, they were spread out when they crossed the start-finish line, and all that is a good thing because hopefully it gets everybody sorted out through here because that is a key to this race, survival. Oh, there we just had. We definitely got a little damage there on the 6 car, the right front.
The 6 is, of course, Daniel Harrington. It's a 24 of Wade Cunningham.
Tough. Here we go. Let's watch it come. Look to the inside of our screen there. See the contact right there. Oh, yeah. So Harrington was on the inside and just kind of bumped that wheel of our past champion here, Wade.
And J.R. Hildebrand just missed that little incident. They head down into turn number 3, and there is Bobby Wilson going to the inside of Johnny Reed. So Johnny Reed started this race in 3rd position, and he's fallen back to 5th.
You know, you always, you know, the first couple laps are always the most challenging because you got to get the tire temperature up, the pressure up there. And remember, there was a 2.5-hour ALMS race prior to this event. Different rubber on the racetrack. Another huge variable to how this race will play out. How are these guys going to adapt to these different track conditions?
Now Johnny Reed in the 9 car is falling into the clutches of the 26, driven by Ari Lyondike Jr., who is in his 57th Firestone Indy Lights race. There's the battle for that 5th position. Meanwhile, Matos has jumped out to a rather comfortable lead over Carrera. Antonucci running 3rd, then Wilson, and then this battle for 5th spot.
Yeah, when we look at Ari there, he definitely wants to prove something. He wants people to know that he can drive on these road courses, and he says, if I can get a podium on both these races this weekend, that would be good. And he's coming off a good finish, so pretty happy with his race car.
Lyondike still trying to get the position from Johnny Reed. Johnny had his best starting position of his career in 3rd position, but he did lose a couple of positions here in the first 2 laps. Here's Mike on pit lane.
Yeah, you know, kind of an interesting situation. situation with Johnny Reed. This is his 5th start in the Firestone Indy Lights Series. The team owner, David Hunt, this is the Integra Motorsports team that does this in cooperation with Chip Ganassi Racing. They had very high hopes, Bob, at the start of this race. They just missed. Starting on the front row by 100th of a second as Frank Pereira and the Guthrie Racing car got them. But I'm sure right now they're a little bit upset that that car is going backwards. They thought they had a car with Johnny Reed that could go to the front here.
Man, Lyondike and Reed came very, very close. They rubbed wheels, it looked like, through one of the corners.
Yeah, and you know, Ari, the best place to pass is at the end of that straightaway. He looked down the inside, couldn't quite get it done. But remember, this is a new team, as we just heard from Mike, and these are new cars for Johnny Reed. But they get better and better. The black and white results don't show. But if you watch every session, these guys are quick. Johnny's quick, and they're getting there. Unfortunately, they're not going the direction they want right now, but it will come. It will come.
Reed's best finish so far this year in the Firestone Indy Lights Series was the first race at Watkins Glen. He started in 7th position and finished in 10th. Matos leads over Pereira and Antonucci. More from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in a moment. Back at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course for the Firestone Indy Lights. The first of 2 races here at this facility this weekend. Rafael Matos from the pole position has the lead. He right now has a 2.5-second lead on second place Frank Pereira. There is Frank. He started in 2nd position, and Frank is driving for Guthrie Racing. Let's get more on that from Mike King.
Well, of course, Jim Guthrie, a former IndyCar Series driver and race winner. And now, Jim, you are overseeing and orchestrating a 4-car team. 2nd front row start for Frank Pereira in the last 4 Firestone Indy Lights events. Are you, though, going to have a yellow and hope for a good restart in order to catch Rafa Matos out there?
I don't know. I think Frank's holding back. He's just got this sense about him. He just likes to drive the car just like he's on a cruise. And at the last minute, he pulls off a quick lap like he did in practice, both at the Glen and here. So I think he's just holding back. I don't think he's showing his hand yet.
How about your other 3 cars today? How are they performing?
Sean and Logan are nose to tail. Pecorari had an engine issue and misfire and it quit. But the Izod Guthrie team's doing good today.
Okay, so Jim Guthrie, he thinks that his driver, Frank Pereira, Bob, has something for Rafa Matos. It's just a matter of when he pushes the button.
He's swindled it to 1.8 seconds. Meanwhile, back here, there is James Davison, car number 11. He's running 7th. Right behind him is Jeff Simmons. And then Ari Lyondike, who lost 3 positions just a short time ago when he got off course.
Yeah, well, we're watching these guys right here. When you're racing somebody, probably the cleanest area to pull a pass off is right here. Going into turn 4, big braking zone down to 2nd gear. But you have to be close enough to that guy in front of you, even to tease him, even to make that move. And it's tough. It is absolutely a tough racetrack to pass. And something else that these guys are going out and say is, okay, look at all these twisty turns. I need to have a lot of downforce in the car to get through there. But if I'm further back in the pack in qualifying, I need to run less downforce for that one opportunity to pass. So it's you know, if it was easy, everybody'd be out there.
So getting set up for a possible pass in turn 4 really depends upon how well you get off the 2nd corner, the keyhole, and on the accelerator.
Absolutely. Power down out of the keyhole is that's what gets you in the position to make the pass.
Anna Beatrice, the winner in the most recent Firestone Indy Lights race, has not had a particularly good weekend. She started back in 19th position. Oh, and there is the 15 car of Battistini going around. Dylan Battistini, who's won 3 races this year in the series, gets back on course at the top of your screen, and there's a whole gaggle of cars, including Anna Beatrice.
Yeah, and that's because that was just a local yellow. These guys are still racing. When we see them all battling to get into the keyhole there, it's just a local yellow for where that spin was in turn 1 with Battistini. And here it is, coming down into turn 4, big brake zone. Gomez is by. Cindy's looking back down inside. Guthrie's poking his nose in.
Cindy Olivan in the 18. Sean Guthrie, and now we jump on board with Anna Beatrice.
Great little section of the racetrack. Again, all twisty turns. That's where it's so difficult to pass. There's really nowhere to pull along and inside somebody. If you do get inside somebody, your competitors call you dive bomb me. I mean, that's the only way you're going to get it done. And your odds of taking each other out are definitely there. So let's ride along. This is known as the carousel. Patience here, patience. The car sometimes washes out. Now pick up the throttle. Here goes the throttle. More throttle. Up through the gearbox.
Now right there is the finish line. We start on the back stretch. That was a finish line.
Yep. And now turn one. Love turn one. Fourth gear, just a little lift. Very fast. Got to have a well-balanced race car. Now we're looking at the keyhole. Again, maybe a good opportunity to pass here. But again, tough. Down to second gear. So now this is where you said, what sets you up for the pass? Right now, put the power down, Anna. Go, go. There it is. Up through the gearbox. Get up to sixth gear here. Probably about a top speed of 155, 158. You need to draft on the cars in front of you to bring you along. Now you're coming down to turn 4. This is just an absolute rhythm combination. Down the hill, now up over. The car gets a little light right here. Squeeze the power back down. Coming back to turn 7. This is all uphill, and it gets light again. The car gets light there, and you come over this corner 9. We've had a lot of guys go off because you're wanting to carry the speed and get to power through there, but it is just difficult. And this fast left-hander is in turn 11, third gear. Great stuff.
Well, last weekend in Nashville, Anna Beatrice made history, becoming the first female ever to win a Firestone Indy Lights race. She sat down with it this week to discuss her landmark victory and her championship hopes for this season. Here is Anna Beatrice coming off turn 4 and becoming the first female in history to win in the Firestone Indy Lights Series. How about that?
She's the real deal going forward. No two ways about it.
Yeah, it was just amazing weekend. It was my first win in Firestone Indy Lights. I was really, really happy. My healthy choice and Schmidt crew did a really good job. Our car was really fast since the beginning. After the second yellow, I was asking, so how many laps you got? How many laps you got? And we got 20 laps, and it took forever to end it.
That's becoming, other than the Borg Warner, one of the most coveted trophies in the IndyCar Series and the Firestone Indy Lights Series, that Gibson guitar.
Yeah, I love the guitar. I don't know how to play guitar, but since I signed with Sam Schmidt and I knew that Nashville we were gonna win a guitar, I was just really excited, and I told the guys, oh, I want to win the guitar. And it happened. It was just really amazing. I feel more relaxed now and really happy, but now I'm really determined to get better and better and try to fight for the championship.
She's very fast. This isn't the last time we're going to see her in victory circle, I'll tell you that for sure. She's a great girl.
Anna Beatrice is currently running in the 16th position here at Mid-Ohio. We're watching the leader of the race, Rafael Matos. His advantage over Pereira has grown to 3.4 seconds. This young man has a great future ahead of him, talking about Rafael Matos. Down to Mike King, who's with his car owner, Michael Andretti.
Yeah, the AFS Andretti Green Team very interested. They're keeping their eye on the monitors here as Rafa leads this race. Mike, you told me that you were very impressed with what you saw Rafa do at Nashville last week after making the mistake on the start.
Yeah, he did a great job. You know, first of all, he made a really good save at the start, and he kept himself from spinning. So that was a good one. And then he just drove a good heads-up race to get himself back up there and get some good points.
To see a driver be able to maintain his composure like that, I mean, he had to go to the tail of the field on a track that was very difficult to pass. What does that tell you about this guy?
Well, I think Rafa's something special for sure, and that's the reason why we have him in this seat, you know. And he's been doing a great job for us all year, and he's learning on the ovals, and I think it was really a good learning experience there in Nashville for him.
Hey, Mike, thanks. That's Michael Andretti as he watches and waits, hoping to celebrate in victory lane with Rafa Matos. And, Bob, if that is the case, Rafa Matos will max out here with 53 points. 50 for the win here at Mid-Ohio. He'll pick up a bonus point for being on pole. He will lead the most laps. That's 2 additional points, and that means he'll go into race number 2 here at Mid-Ohio as the Firestone Indy Lights Championship leader.
And in the Firestone victory lane, we will have another draw to determine where the winner will start in race number 2. And you know, Robbie, it's great to have car owners like Michael Andretti in the Firestone Indy Lights Series. Next year, we've been given the indication that there will be another car owner in the Firestone Indy Lights Series, a very familiar name in open wheel racing. Forsyth Racing is going to join the group.
Yeah, and when you say the name Jerry Forsythe, obviously been very successful in open wheel Indy style car racing. But when I was coming up through the Indy Lights ranks, he campaigned a lot of good efforts. Greg Moore, Dave Everingham, both won championships. So again, I don't think we've ever seen such a level of quality competition in terms of teams and drivers that we're seeing right here for road course racing. And now we have another experienced team that's going to join us next year. The notches just keep going up and up.
Sure does. 7th, 8th, and 9th right here. James Davison, number 11. Right behind him is Arian Leindijk, who passed Jeff Simmons a couple of laps ago to go into the 8th position.
And it is. You know, we're just watching these guys on the back section of the racetrack. Very twisty section. There's turn 9 where the car just gets real light and crests over that hill. Lots of times you see guys drop wheels. You just can't pass here. These guys are just buying their time and waiting for a little mistake, a little hiccup with the guy in front of him. And again, seeing Jeff Simmons back there, he's had a very good handling car back through that section. But when it comes to being on the straightaways, and I remember I'm saying it now,
Logan Gomez is off course.
But Jeff, getting back to Jeff, he just said the car wasn't getting down the straightaways fast enough. So don't know what happened to Logan. It looked as though he just pulled over there. So obviously maybe some type of problem with the race car.
Logan was running in 12th position. Here it is. Yeah, he's just slow and decides to apparently pull off the course.
Yeah, I know there's been some drivers and teams lately that have been having some problems with some input shafts. So maybe something, you know, that could be just a recurring problem there. So frustrating for a driver when this is race 1 or race 2, and where you finish here is how you're going to start race 2.
Logan's best finish of the year came in the second race at Watkins Glen. He started on the pole that race and finished in 4th position. And sounds like that the gearbox is going to be the official cause of the DNF for Logan Gomez. There's Matos. Now he enjoys about a 3.6. It widened a poor 4.2 just a couple of laps ago, and is now 3.6 seconds ahead of Frank Pereira. Still a very comfortable lead for Rafael Matos. We'll be right back. And Mid-Ohio, Rafael Matos continues to lead, still with about a 3.5-second lead on Frank Pereira. This is definitely the best battle on the racetrack. It is Davison, Simmons, and Leindijk. They've been going at it for several laps now. And Leindijk did have the 7th position, but lost it to Simmons right here.
And there they're coming up on slower traffic. Brent Sherman, a little contact between him and Davison, and Ari's just kind of stuck out here on the outside. Lost out on that deal. Nothing you can do. Just be thankful he's running. I mean, that was Battistini. I said, sure, Battistini, thank you.
Yep, and Battistini is not having a good race. He's back in 17th position. Less than 3 laps to go. Damage on the left front wing of Davison.
Yeah, you know, I don't think that's a big issue. I mean, all that is just the wing plate. The actual main plane that's generating downforce there is still effective. Obviously, if it breaks off more and the air will spill off the side of that wing, then it's an issue. But you can see on the back section of this racetrack, the slower, twisty stuff, Simmons has been all over him. But he's been all over him all day. Simmons just can't get down the straightaway.
And this is the transfer spot, Robbie. Now, if you finish in 7th on back, you know where you're going to start in race number 2. But right now, Davison is in 6th, and depending upon how the draw goes in victory lane, it could be that he'll start on the pole.
He's got that opportunity. He could stay right where he is, but he's got that option. I don't necessarily.
Very important that Simmons passes him is what the point is.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's what they're thinking about right now. I think Davidson's going, I need to hold on and keep him behind me regardless of where that pill draw goes. And there he is. He's looking downside. He just can't get up. Jeff just can't get up alongside him close enough to make a good, clean pass.
Now he comes up on the other Panther car. This is Brent Sherman, car number 16.
I can say that Sherman this time.
Right. And he's running in 16th position, and we've seen him on several occasions during this race move over and let the faster traffic by.
Yeah, there's some days when you just don't have a good handling car. Hey, let the other guys get on with the race, and that's just what Brent did. He said, hey, let them get on with the race. I'll have a good race car another day. I don't have it today.
A Again, Rafael Matos clear out in front by over 3.5 seconds now. We continue to watch this battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Don't turn one. That's a big move, and he got it done.
Wow.
He had a great run off of the carousel and got that pass. And Ari wants to take advantage of it, but Davison has the inside as they're going into the keyhole here.
Wheel through there. Who's going to emerge? It is Davison.
Yeah, but now Ari just says, hey, let me get on his tail and hopefully draft him and get inside him as they go into turn 4 at the end of this. He's not close enough now.
White flag has gone out for Rafael Matos. One more lap to go around this 2.25-mile, 13-turn course here at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, Rafa's done a good job. Just bring it home now. You know, he's been solid. You know, his toughest thing here is that I just want to get through turn 1, lap 1 and turn 1, and if I know if I can do that, I can run away. And he was, in qualifying, he was a half a second quicker than Pereira.
Yep.
So, fast car, fast driver.
Rafael Matos on the final lap on the right part of your screen. We watch this battle on the left. There is Matos now as he moves up through the S's. Rafael Matos looking for his 3rd win of 2008 and his 5th career victory. He's just a couple of corners away from doing so. There's turn 8. Here is turn number 9. Up over the hill, down the hill, and headed for turn number 10.
Yeah, that's a nice deal for the Andretti Green guys. Gary Peterson with AFS. They put out nice race cars, well prepared.
Matos moves into the carousel. Off the final corner, the checkered flag waves. Rafael Matos has won race number 1 here at Mid-Ohio, and he has taken the points lead. There's Gary Peterson.
And really a pretty quiet race back after Matos. Pereira in 3rd, Antonucci in 3rd. Antonucci in 3rd, Reed in 4th, Hildebrand in 5th.
There are the top 5 at the top of your screen. Finishing in 6th position was Simmons. Davison was 7th. Lyondike was 8th. Andrew Prindiville was 9th. And Pablo Donoso finished in 10th position. Let's get down to Mike King in the Firestone victory lane.
So here he is, the driver that dominated race number 1 here at Mid-Ohio, as Rafa Matos is out of the 27 car. Let's extend our congratulations to him. Boy, you talk about domination, Rafa. That is it. You led every lap, and well, tell us about it.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried before the start about the downforce level restarting, but we made the right call. The car was great. You know, I lost a little bit of time in traffic when I caught Mark Olson, I believe. But, you know, everything went well, and I just got to thank the whole crew, AFS and Andretti Green. We'll see. We may be leading this championship
by 3.
We already are?
Yes,
that's good, you see. So I'm very happy. This is what we had to do. We accomplished today, and now just keep our heads, you know, in the place and try to achieve the championship, which is the main goal.
Okay, Roger, but before we head to the podium ceremony, Roger Bailey, the executive director of the Firestone Indy Light Series, will put the chips into the bag, and 0 through 8, the number that can be drawn, and we'll see if nothing will be inverted or if up to 8 drivers will be inverted for the start of race number 2 here at Mid-Ohio. Rafa, what number you got there? 4. So Rafa Matos will go to the outside of row number 2. That means that Johnny Reed will start on pole here for race number 2 at Mid-Ohio. Bob?
Johnny Reed will be on pole position, and Richard Antonucci will be on the outside. Stay with us. We'll be back for race number 2 here at Mid-Ohio in just a moment. Mid-Ohio sports car course, and a nice crowd gathers for race number 2 for the Firestone Indy Light Series. And we've had some rain in the area and more rain possibly on the way. But here's the big news from the morning warm-up.
Here we go. Down into turn 4. You got Rafa looking down the inside of Antonucci. Number 1 and 2 in points. A little bit of contact. Rafa doesn't get up alongside Antonucci enough. So probably not a good move. But either way, a morning warm-up, 10-minute warm-up, you just want to make sure the gearbox is good to have contact like that, and you see the reaction from the drivers. Hey, what are you thinking?
So Mike King, repairs to the cars, or will they have to go to backups?
Well, you know, Kim Green from Andretti Green AFS Racing said it was a bit of a thrash for his guys to get Rafa Matos' car ready, but he will retain his starting spot fourth on the outside of row 2. Antonucci will stay on the front row. Here's what both of them had to say about the incident.
I'm just going to put it down to a foolish moment from both of us, you know. Both Rafa and I spoke about it after. We have a lot of respect for each other. We're fighting right now for the championship.
Just a stupid incident, you know, very unfortunate that happened. I think both of us, we feel the same way. I should have been trying to pass him. He shouldn't let me by. So very unfortunate, you know, we're both fighting for the championship. That's racing, happens sometimes. Hopefully we learn from that.
Now, both drivers have been talked to by race control. Repairs have been made. We're ready to go. As you can see, we have had quite a rain shower. The track is very, very wet. The starting lineup for this second race is at the top of your screen. They're on the rain tires, but Robbie, what else would you do to a car to accommodate this wet racetrack?
Well, there's a lot of things you'd like to do to the car, and we saw these guys did have times. You want to get in there and you want to soften the car. You don't have as much load being transferred in dry conditions, so you want to put on softer springs. You disconnect the sway bar so the cars are really rolling around. But from the driver's standpoint, you're looking for grip. You want to be able to see and have a clear vision, which is going to be tough, but you want to search for grip. Where is grip? Experiment lap after lap, corner after corner.
Johnny Reed on the pole in car number 9. The last time these cars ran in the rain was at Watkins Glen in 2006. Bobby Wilson won that race. You can see that visibility is going to be a significant factor, and Antonucci dropped way back.
There shouldn't have been a green flag. Antonucci was waiting back saying, oh, they won't throw the green, but they threw the green. And Johnny Reed has advantage. He has, I mean, look at that miss back there. If you're back there in any way, you just can't see.
The race has been shortened to 40 minutes instead of 60 minutes. We're on board with Anna Beatrice, and there's a car off the track. Oh, and the 27 car.
Yeah, Rafa did that right as he came through turn 4. There's Cindy Alleman spun there, but Rafa just coming through on the inside of turn 4. I saw the rear of his car come around. I mean, look at that. You get onto the grass. So here, watch this. Coming through. There's Rafa on the inside. He's on the inside of that corner. He's putting the power down. Boom, around he comes. The normal racing line here, it gets polished and gets oil on it, and it is like ice. You think you're squeezing the throttle on, and the car comes around. We also had the 24 car there. That's Wade going off.
Yep.
You know, he's got experience. I mean,
and
it is so slick, so slick.
Oh, and Anna Beatrice up there in the green and white car, she's losing spots. On her onboard camera, you can tell how very, very poor the visibility is.
Yeah, hopefully we'll stay with her. Now, here they come out on the front straightaway. Look at the rooster tails in front of her. She can't see anything. So you have to look for references to the right and left. If you're looking ahead, you can't see. You got to go off for references right or left. Ooh, contact.
Logan Gomez gets bumped from behind by Mark Olson.
Kept it still running. That's a good sign.
Ari Lyondike Jr. is off the racetrack in 26.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough of how slick it is out there. In the normal racing line, it couldn't be slicker. Like here, as you're coming down into turn 4, as you watch these guys, they should run up on the high side of the racetrack because there may be grip up there.
Full course caution is coming out for Ari Lyondike Jr. And we are off to a very, very wet start here at Mid-Ohio. Looks like that Lyondike is going to be able to get that car refired and back in the race. But this should be a very interesting second race here at Mid-Ohio for the Firestone Indy Lights. Back at Mid-Ohio, the car still under caution because of the Ari Lyondike incident. He is running, by the way, back underway. We're headed for the green flag, and here we go. Johnny Reed continues to lead. Antonucci back to second place despite the fact that he lost a few spots at the drop of the green flag. Pereira's third, then Simmons, Donoso, and Davison, and Bobby Wilson is off course.
That's turn 1, and I saw he was running up on the high side there, and another spinner. That looks like Andrew Prendeville, maybe?
I believe it's Hildebrand.
Hildebrand, it is Hildebrand, exactly, the team car's there. But you saw where Bobby, he was running high, and then 2 wheels went off, and as soon as you get 2 wheels on that grass, you can't control anything. But he's back underway right there on our screen.
And the 55 of Pereira is off course. He was running in third position.
Now, see, I'm really surprised that Johnny Reed, he's braking in the normal line. I would think he would get off that line to have better braking. And Donoso's gone by since. Those team cars right there.
Yep.
So,
and there goes James Davison off course. He was running fifth. Boy, you get in this sand under normal conditions, and it's tough to get going again, let alone the rain that we have had is going to make it even tougher. Johnny Reed with only about a car length advantage on Antonucci. Now, Matos, he got off course, remember, in the first lap. He has dropped way back to 15th spot, and as a result, Antonucci is back at the moment in the points lead and chasing Johnny Reed.
Yeah, and Antonucci, look at him running the rims. He's running a high shot there, looking for grip on the racetrack. Get anywhere you can off the normal racing line. And he is definitely faster than Johnny Reed right now. Whoa! You see where he slid? That's a normal racing line. That's why the car is so slick. But it looks like Richard's definitely quicker. But the problem is, stuck behind there, he can't see anything. Little four-wheeling there by Bobby Wilson. Got off somewhere else, but didn't have any car damage.
First and second right here running together, then a huge 4-second gap back to Simmons, who's running in the third spot. Well, Johnny Reed, by virtue of the pill draw after the first race yesterday, started on the pole, and man, what an advantage that was. And there goes Simmons, not only off course, but he is into the tire barrier. Rather significant contact, and this, I would imagine, would bring out another full course caution, and it looks like that Harrington is off track also in the number 6 car.
Yeah, they are going to go full course yellow, and even where Simmons was up there in the keyhole, they got to get that car out of there.
Here's another look at what happened to Jeff Simmons.
Coming into the keyhole, under braking, just didn't get the car slowed down enough, getting in there, searching for that grip, hoping it's there. Well, there wasn't enough.
Here it is from another angle. Oh, this was a separate incident. That's the 54 of Pecorari going off course, and there is Harrington spinning almost into the tire barrier.
Turn one, and just, you know, there's very little grip out here. Whoa, there's some sliding around.
That's Matos again.
Matos again. You saw he got up on the red and white apex bumpers there, and that's whoa,
my goodness.
There's where the four-wheeling was with Bobby Wilson. But you get in on any of the painted stripes out here, then it's ice times 10. Driving on ice times 10.
What a race. Well, next week it is back to a 1.5-mile oval, this time at the high banks and under the lights of Kentucky Speedway. With only a handful of races remaining in the 2008 season, this race in the Bluegrass State should play a big role in deciding the series championship. The Kentucky 100 from the Kentucky Speedway airs August 14th at 2 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. Going green once again after the Jeff Simmons incident, and oh, we got a spin. That's Anna Beatrice right at the start line.
She's still
okay there, yep. Down into the keyhole once again. Now watch Antonucci on the left trying to get to the inside. Cannot. That's Donoso back there in third. Fourth place is Mitch Cunningham, and Glory Lyondike Jr. is off the course again. His teammate Rafael Matos is out of the race.
Yeah, a little suspension problem. Rafael got with somebody else, so he's parked it and has got out of the car. Again, track surface is still very wet. Antonucci looking down the inside as they're coming down into turn 4. Still the best passing opportunity is, whether it's wet or dry, that's the best place to get it done. But Richard wasn't close enough. But he's all over the back of them as they come through this twisty rhythm section. And
Antonucci's
as we speak, wow. But he's going to be able to rejoin here as long as he can keep it going the right direction. So
going to lose a couple of positions.
Donoso back to, what, 4th, is it there? Yep.
Yeah.
Back to 4th spot. Whew. Pereira down the inside there.
Dylan Battistini now ahead of Sean Guthrie. Meanwhile, Johnny Reed is free sailing, shall we say, with about a 8 or 9 car length advantage. Down to the pit area, and Mike King.
Well, Rafa Matos came into this event leading the Firestone Indy Lights Championship standings by 3 points, but Rafa, very tough one out there in the wet.
Yeah, very difficult out there. I couldn't see anything in the start. I lost a couple of spots because I just couldn't see anything, and the rear suspension, and that was it for us.
So Rafa Matos now will watch the monitor here and see how Richard Antonucci finishes out this day, as Antonucci is poised to take over the championship lead.
Indeed, at the moment, he has a 20-point advantage on Rafa in the point standings. Johnny Reed is a New Zealander and comes from a racing family. Both his father and his grandfather were race drivers. Last year, Johnny drove in the A1 GP series for Team New Zealand and won 4 races. This is only his 8th start in the Firestone Indy Lights. And who else do we have off course now? That is Pereira. And there was a car also to the left.
Yeah. And we're hearing that it's Battistini. That so somewhere either those guys got together and they split the track. Both went off on either side. Don't know where that is. We'll figure that out here in a little bit.
And now look who's running in second position. There is Lyondike once again. Mitch Cunningham is running in second spot. 19 minutes to go. Believe it or not, we're nearing the end of the 2008 Firestone Indy Light season. Remaining races next up, the Oval at Kentucky, then a doubleheader at Infineon Raceway before deciding the championship on the 1.5 mile Chicagoland Speedway. Should be an interesting finish, to say the least. Now, Pereira's car is now off the racetrack, and we get set to go back to racing once again with a little more than 11.5 minutes left to go in this race. Green flag is out. Johnny Reed with a little bit of a wiggle coming off the final corner. But he is the leader, and Mitch Cunningham running in second spot. That's Antonucci third, Donoso is fourth, and Gomez is in 5th position. Now the Firestone lap leaders, well, not much to show you. Johnny Reed has led all 13 laps to this point.
And he is one guy that is absolutely taking advantage of the inversion of the top 4 from race 1 to race 2 by him being on the pole here and taking the lead from the get-go and not having to worry about mist and rain up in his face. He's leading it right now. Good job.
Antonucci goes to the inside of Mitch Cunningham in an effort to take second position, and will he or won't he? They go through the corner side by side, and Antonucci spins.
And just what happened there is you saw that Mitch ran around the high side out of the normal racing line. Antonucci had to go through more of the normal racing line that gets polished, oil drops on it, and he couldn't put any power down. He tried to put the power on and spun. He was up alongside him and braking, but couldn't carry the speed through the corner. And Mark Olson has gotten off there in the gravel pit. I don't know where that was, if it will bring out a full course or not.
It was in turn number 4.
Whew, look at that. Just, it's like eggshells. I mean, you can't describe how slick. I mean, with what we've seen, you get an idea that, yeah, it's pretty darn slick out there, but it just is, you're just driving on eggshells. Be so smooth with all your inputs.
And with a little less than 10 minutes to go, the caution comes out again, a full course caution once again. We'll take a break and be back with more from Mid-Ohio. Second race of the Firestone Indy Light Series here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Just a little more than 5 minutes to go. Johnny Reed takes the green flag and continues to lead this race, which has been interesting to say the least with the wet conditions. Let's get down to Mike King, who's standing by with a very anxious pit crew.
Yeah, this Integra crew, this is only the 8th start overall in the series for Integra Ganassi Racing Motorsports. And they're on pins and needles down here, guys. They have not been able to talk to Johnny Reed for the last 15 or 20 laps, with the exception of the front straight. They've got him for about 400 yards, and that's it. So they are really sweating this one out here at the end.
Well, there's still a long way to go, and Mitch Cunningham is right on his rear wing. He may be challenging for the lead here. Cunningham takes the lead.
And that's off the back straightaway into turn 4. Did a good job, got up alongside him. And the thing that's happening right now in the last 4 minutes of this race is the track is changing corner by corner, lap by lap as it dries out. And you just are experimenting. You just don't know how far you can challenge or push it, or what kind of speed you can carry through the corner as the track changes and dries back up.
Mitch Cunningham, car number 33. He's only 21 years of age. from Auckland, New Zealand, and is the younger brother of the 2005 Firestone Indy Lights champion Wade Cunningham, as Brent Sherman once again goes off course. This is only his 6th race in the series. But Johnny Reed is going to try to get it back in the carousel. Is he going to do it?
No, close.
Man. With 3.5 minutes remaining, Mitch Cunningham retains the lead. That's Davison running in 3rd position. Here comes Donoso, then Wade Cunningham, Antonucci, Guthrie, Pecorari, and Beatrice is up to 9th spot.
And Mitch's brother Wade, he went off early on, remember, at the beginning of this race, and he's worked his way back up as guys have been spinning, and it's crazy.
It has been a crazy race. Cindy Alleman running back in 10th spot. J.R. Hildebrand in 11th.
So here's where the pass was made as they're coming down into turn 4 on the back straightaway. Is Johnny Reed close enough to take a look? No.
Mitch Cunningham last year finished 5th in the Pacific Formula 4 2000 series. He won at Willow Springs in California in just his 3rd start. Has a history also in the go-karts. And by golly, it looks like that Mitch may be able to pull out the victory here. You can see the dry line. So will Cunningham be able to do it, or will Reed get the lead back? We'll be back in a moment to find out. Back at Mid-Ohio, and the white flag comes out, not for Mitch Cunningham, but for Johnny Reed. Mitch Cunningham lost it in turn number 1 last lap and relinquished the lead. There is Cunningham's car on the right of your screen up against the tire barrier. And there's a full course caution, so this one is going to end under caution with Johnny Reed taking the victory.
Wow, a lot happened there in those lap and half. And part of what it is the track kept drying, and guys just challenging each corner. And obviously, Mitch got to the lead. He said, I'm going to challenge corner 1 a little bit more. Probably got out on that the yellow curving, little slick, and ended up on the inside of the track. That's a tough way to walk back.
There's Mitch with helmet off and Hans device in hand, walking back to the pit area. Doesn't have much of a walk, but he had victory in hand and let it slip away. So here is the replay.
Yeah, no, so he didn't get up on the curb. He just tried to carry a little too much speed, thinking the track was drier than it was. Remember, these guys are on Firestone rain tires, and as the track dries up, these tires start to go away. Now we have another incident.
Yeah, here's the one that has put out the full course caution.
Wow, Antonucci went around the high side there. Everybody was stacking up, then came back across the track, made contact with Gomez. Woo.
And Robbie Pecorari also was involved in that incident. So that is the one that has brought out the full course caution, and the one that means that there will be no dash to the checkered flag. There's Pecorari. And there's Antonucci. And so Johnny Reed is going to win his first Firestone Indy Lights race in his 8th start. That's Davison, who's going to finish in the 2nd position. The black and white number 11 car. Quite a race. Oh, wait a minute.
Why did he come in the pits?
Wait a minute. He's come in the pits. And Davison is going to win the race. Davison is going to win the race.
What just happened?
Johnny Reed came in thinking the race was over.
Yeah, right there, that car right there, Davison, he crossed the finish line prior to Reed. Maybe if Reed would have come in the pits faster, would have tripped.
I can't believe it.
I don't know.
What a weird race this was from beginning to end. Johnny Reed was in the lead, coming off the final corner, came into the pits instead of staying on track and taking the checkered flag, and James Davison is going to win. There's Logan Gomez and Richard Antonucci. Look at this.
Yeah, they're
pushing and shoving there.
So here we go. We're coming through the carousel. We're under yellow. Remember, we're under yellow right now. Davison branches off. There he goes. Wait a minute.
Unbelievable.
There goes Johnny Reed slowly down pit road, and there is the start-finish line that we just saw.
Whiz. Reed jumps out of the car.
Let's not have any sharp instruments around as these guys are getting out of cars here.
Well, take a look at the results. Davison wins. Wade Cunningham apparently finishes in second position. Then Donoso, Alleman, Anna Beatrice finishes fifth, and Hildebrand, Guthrie, Prendeville, Reed, and Sherman. What an unbelievable race. Let's go to Mike King in our Firestone victory lane.
James Davison is out of the car. I grab a little water in the face. You told me before the start of this one that you'd won a couple of races in the wet. That's the strangest finish I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, poor Johnny, he didn't understand, but I was coming very fast. I was very strong under brakes into turn 3 at the end of the straight. And I was just, I was yelling on the radio. I just wish it didn't go full course caution 20 seconds earlier. But I tell you, if that's God's luck on my side after the season I've had, I'll take it. I just want to thank my team so much. You know, things are starting to turn around. We've got a pole, we've led races, and we've got a victory. I can't believe it. I'm just so happy. I want to thank everyone, my dad, everyone who's got me here.
That's James Davison, and that is career win #1, guys. What a way to get it.
After a wild doubleheader weekend at Mid-Ohio, here are the current point standings. Only 1 point separates first and second. Well, we were able to catch up with Johnny Reed. Here's what he had to say about that crazy finish.
I took the white flag, and I should have taken a ticket. There's nothing more to say about it, really. But you know, my radio wasn't working, so I was struggling the whole race with the restarts and everything to know it was done more by hand signals. So I think a bit of water got on the radio, and it just upset us a bit. But there are no excuses for that. You know, it's a learning curve for me. I'm still learning the American racing scene and the way they do things.
Thanks for joining us. For Mike King and Robbie Buell, I'm Bob Jenkins. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.